The westward expansion of the United States was undertaken by 500,000 or more pioneers in search of a new life and new identity. Their struggles took them across endless miles of challenging terrain with uncertain outcomes. Today, our challenges are more global in nature, and our futures even more uncertain. Is there a proven way that can guide us forward? With an eye on the human condition, this is Insight. Stories of struggling pioneers may seem distant in today's modern and highly interconnected world. The digital age and the social media it's enabled continues to reshape how people perceive themselves, engage with one another, and define their identities. In a world that's constantly redefining what it means to be human, taking a look at our shifting conventions could help us rediscover whether there's still value in ancient wisdom. When society feels unsettled, biblical messages often speak to us more deeply. I came across this again recently in the prophet Jeremiah's writings. You are standing at the crossroads, so consider your path. Ask where the old reliable paths are. Ask where the path is that leads to the good and follow it. If you do, you will find rest for yourselves. As I was thinking about these shifts pretty much everywhere in society, the work of sociologist David Reisman came to mind. Soon after World War II, he and his team wrote The Lonely Crowd, a study of the changing American character. In many ways, their insights feel even more relevant now, some 70 years later. They identified 3 basic social character types and said that while a tradition-directed type once dominated, it no longer held much sway in Western life. 2 other patterns had taken center stage. He described inner-directed people as those who follow their own core principles and values. They have a kind of internal compass. By contrast, the other-directed person is basically guided by social radar, checking around and constantly adjusting to what others expect. Most people show traits of both, but Reisman believed we should instead value personal autonomy, the freedom to shape our beliefs and actions by reasoned values rather than by ingrained inner ideas or external pressure from others. It's easy to see why both types still exist today. People who are other-directed get their cues mainly from social media and peer pressure, and their attention patterns are being rewired as a result. On the other hand, inner-directed people focus on personal authenticity and sometimes push back against the dominance of other-directedness. Research shows that people who live by strong values, pursuing meaningful goals such as personal growth, relationships, community, feel less anxious and depressed than those who seek such external rewards as money, fame, or image. Inner-directed people also handle disappointment, stress, chronic pain, and trauma better than other-directed people. But there's more to the story. The growing dominance of other-directed behavior over inner-directed isn't just an American phenomenon. It's becoming a global export. Life is increasingly centered on likes, shares, and followers. Focusing on our personal brand is no longer seen as self-absorbed, but as the new normal. Now the key to acceptance is expressing our identity on social media through the choices we make as consumers. Yet none of this is really free choice, but rather manipulation by algorithms that track and report our every move. Is this new way of living really an improvement? In Reisman's analysis, many inner-directed individuals replace traditional religious values with secular moral frameworks. Today, this form of secular inner direction is increasingly overshadowed by a consumer-driven, other-directed mindset shaped by social media and online social pressures. Other-directedness is winning out. Perhaps that's in part why we're also seeing more people struggle with mental health issues, a growing problem for those who are caught in the social acceptance trap. So in light of this shift, does religious truth still have something valuable to offer? From his secular perspective, Reisman viewed autonomy, or personal freedom, as the answer rather than strict conformity. Yet, biblical wisdom also presents freedom as essential. Against a certain kind of rigid conformity, Jesus taught, "You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free." When Jeremiah put the question to his audience about rediscovering the old reliable paths, they quickly asserted their autonomy and chose to reject the dependable way set before them. To their own hurt, they said, "We will not follow it." So what about us? Will we look for the old reliable paths for true freedom? If you're interested in exploring these ideas further, go to our website vision.org and search for A Question of Values. For Insight, I'm David Hulme.